so much for stepping away from the party. We're so excited to have you. On this call is our local media. So we're just going to go ahead and get started and ask you a couple questions, and then you can get back to celebrating.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started with Pete Sweeney.
Sid, I'll have a second one. Congratulations, Mason. Just curious how much contact you had with the Chiefs and just any awareness of, maybe that this was actually coming for Kansas City.
Yeah, I didn't expect this. I had a formal meeting with them. I know Ethan Downs, another OU alumni that is at the Chiefs, but yeah, I wasn't necessarily. I didn't know who it was once the second round started.
And it seemed like in your college career, you had a knack for closing games. It seems like that's a special trait of yours. Where do you think that ability comes from, just as you've gone on in your football career?
There's the relentless that people talk about. It's not about talking about; it's going doing it. So we talk about relentless all day, and yeah, it gets to a point where you know what's going to come. The fans know what's going to come. Mom in the stands know what's going to come. So it's like the anticipation to go and have the endurance to still play fast at the end of the game that's where it comes from. It's like we do all this conditioning, so might as well use it, I guess. You know what I mean?
We'll go next to Sam McDowell.
Hey, Mason, what's up, man? What was your reaction to getting picked?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was excited. There's a lot of noise, but that was the main three.
And then just wonder if you could describe your style, just how you get after the quarterback, how you win most.
I win most. It's all about just having that relentlessness. Relentlessness. Or not yeah, relentlessness. Relentlessness.
We'll go next to Todd Lebo.
Hey, R. Mason, a couple things. Did they talk to you about like position stuff when they talk to you? Because kind of a tweener sized. What sort of things have they told you when they talk to you tonight, and when you're meeting with them before? How would you fit in here?
We didn't necessarily go into depth about that at the time, so I couldn't tell you an answer.
And then I know you've talked about this before. Can you tell us the story of your name? How it's just the letter R, and kind of how that all thing came about?
Yeah, my mom, all all the males, almost every male on her side of the family starts with an R. She wanted to keep the R going. She wanted to leave like the R continuance to my uncle, her brother, that's going to eventually have a son. Because I was the firstborn son in her siblings, so she like Mason, capital R space capital M Mason. So she wanted to keep the R going, but not be a R name like Richard Raymond.
Okay, we'll go next to Nick Jacobs.
And Sydney, I'll have a follow-up if I can, please. R. Mason, for you, when did you fall in love with the game of football that you decided this is what you wanted to reach at the highest peak for?
Yeah, I knew Little League uh, once I started football, like 9 years old. That was going to be, what I wanted to do, and it didn't really like come into fruition until like sophomore year of high school. I knew where I could work hard enough to be in this position.
And then when you're out there on the football field, what is it that you're kind of wanting to put on tape for the offensive linemen to make them fearful when they're going against you that week?
Yeah, just be if I could put on tape or if I'm unpredictable, that's where it gets to be, field day for a defensive end. When a tackler doesn't know what you're necessarily going to do, that's when it becomes good.
We'll go next to Nate Taylor.
Hello, R. Congratulations. I have two questions as well. My first is, what excites you most about joining the Chiefs and the conversations you had with them before tonight?
Yeah, the traditions, the with the winning a winning program, how they do it, what they do. I'm excited to know the ins and out of what they actually do because you've been on the outside of it. You don't necessarily know. Ethan Downs on the inside, but it's different when you experience it for your own.
Right. And I think, where do you feel like you can get better as a player? Like, what do you want to show in terms of improvement from college to the NFL?
Their consistency, consistent on the edge, consistent send the edge, consistent rushing passer, consistent getting the quarterback on the ground. If I could do that consistently, I think that's where I could be better.
We just have one more with Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, R. Mason, is that how you'd like to be preferred? How do you like for people to address you?
Yeah, R Mason, R Mace, either one.
All right. Good to know. Thank you. It looks like you had a pretty good party there tonight. Who's all celebrating with you, and who's there with you tonight?
Yeah, fam, church fam, relatives, anybody that's close to me you can think of.
And like some of the guys mentioned earlier, you are a bit different size for this position in Kansas City. Are there any players around the league that you particularly watch and model your pattern your game after?
Yep, Nip Bonito. That's the number one. One of the reasons why I went to Oklahoma. So that was a big thing.
Have you met him and were you recruited by him? I mean, any connections there?
No, I wasn't recruited by him because he was going to the league around this time when I was just coming to be a freshman, and he was a part of the Lincoln staff, so he didn't necessarily know BV. But yeah, I definitely talked to him. My first time ever meeting him was around this time last year, for their spring game, and yeah, I've been in contact, texting him about different things to get better.
Thank you.
Okay, Armace, that's all we have for you. Go back to your party and celebrate.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.